Well, let me stop screwing around there, and want to do a lesson on how to shred if you're not really a shredder. I know a lot of people do this, but I figured I'd do my own version. First of all, you do not check out the new one. This is an awesome axe, and it is kind of a shreddy axe, which kind of made me think about it. I got it because it's beautiful. It's not even as S621. I should do a review of it maybe. But anyway, it is kind of a shreddy axe, so it got me to think of doing this video. All right, anyway, I want to show you two licks that I think will help you sound like a shredder, even if you're not, like yours truly. They sound pretty fast, they sound pretty impressive, but they're really pretty easy. Okay, gang, let's do the first lick now. Here it is. One more time. Okay. Pretty cool lick. It sounds pretty fast, but it generates all of its speed, or most of its speed, from hammer-ons and pull-offs, and that's what makes it very doable and not too hard. Now I'm going to, even though you don't need a shreddy guitar, you do need a lot of distortion on this one. It should be tight distortion if you can get it. The paradox is you want it to sound clean even though you're distorting the heck out of it. Kind of interesting, but there you have it. That's metal for you. Okay, I'm going to turn this on to clean now. And this particular lick uses something called the harmonic minor scale, so it's actually somewhat neoclassical, which it does come from classical music, but also Eastern European music, Middle Eastern music, and Spanish music. You'll hear that harmonic minor scale. I'll show it to you in just a second. Imagine that, so this one works great over an E minor chord or over a B7th chord, even better. All right, so here's the minor. If you can imagine playing the minor, the E minor on the 7th fret with a root on the 7th fret, 5th string, so that E minor chord would have an E minor scale, right? So that's pretty normal and pretty comfortable scale position if you're used to that one right there. Now all we're going to do is we're going to sharp the 7th of that by playing this. And you can continue that up the neck. And so forth. And so this particular one uses part of that scale by starting on this A on the 4th string, 7th fret, okay, and walking up to the 10th like so. And now we're going to hit that harmonic minor note, 8th fret, 3rd string. Play the 9th and pull off to the 8th. Then play the 10th on the 4th. And that pattern right there, where you're playing the 9th, pull off to the 8th, and then play the 10th, or you play another note on the, and then you pull off to the 8th, play the 10th on the 4th. We're going to do that over and over, okay? So the first one goes from the 9th, pull off to the 8th, 10th, back up to the 8th, now the 11th, pull off to the 8th, okay? And we'll do it again with the 12th. Now we'll walk it down. And now we'll play this, which is just a one pick, and you're pulling off on the 4th from the 10th to the 9th to the 7th and then back to the 9th. Give it a stroke on the 9th, I guess. Okay, so that's it. Let's play it at a very slow speed, but together. Oops. Now, what's nice about this is you don't have to pick that much at all. Now, you can either palm mute and play this by picking all those notes, or you can actually get away with just picking one and hammering on. Now, every time you're playing that 8th on the 3rd, you want to do an upstroke. And every time you play one of these roots or the pedal note, which is the 4th string, 10th fret, you're playing a downstroke. All right? Down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up. Works great. Once you get in the hang of it, it's pretty straightforward. The only thing that's a little bit tough about this once you get going is there's a bit of a stretch with your pinky from the 11th to the 12th, but it's not that bad. That's it for lick number 1. And for some reason, this one reminds me a lot of, you know, the Hall of the Mountain King. You know, that song, the Peer Gynt Suite, so fits in with the Neoclassical. All right, let's move on to lick number 2. Okay, here's lick number 2. All right, one more time. All right. Now that one is like super fast, but it's almost all really simple hammer-ons. And you're also using another trick. There's a couple of different tricks here. One is hammer-ons, one is using open strings, and a third, which is really superchargy, is you're using octaves to essentially play the same lick 3 times in 3 different places. Now, I learned this from Paul Gilbert, but Guthrie Govan does this as well, and lots of other players do it, and it feels almost like cheating, but it's not. You know, it's basically taking a lick and then moving it up an octave or down an octave. I find it much easier to move it up an octave. Take some practice, but move it up an octave, it's not so bad. And then you play it again. So here's the lick itself. Let me show you what I mean by that. So here I'm starting on the B, and this is same sort of, we're keeping the licks in this key. We did one in E minor / B7. This again is E minor / B7. Works great on. Now, let's start here on the B on the 6th string, okay? Got that little Jaws thing going on there. Okay, and now your harmonic minor sound. So that's a 5th. We're playing the 6th string to the 7th. All right, so on the 6th we're playing the 7th to 8th. On the 5th we're playing 6 to 7. Now, all we're going to do is we're going to take that up an octave. Now, we don't have to you don't have to be Wes Montgomery or George Benson to play octaves. All you have to do is play. You move, if you're on the 6th string, you move up 2 frets and play it on the 4th string. Okay, so instead of playing this, you're now playing this. Yeah, okay, so that's it. What's cool about it is you move up like 7 frets and you span the whole 6 strings of the fretboard. Sounds really cool. All right, now the only thing I did differently was on the top string, I did a little dipsy doodle and I played. Right? That's it. Okay, so let me play it slowly. That's it. Okay? I should mention that when going from the 4th to the 2nd, you've got to move up 3 frets, not 2, due to the tuning of the B string. Okay. Now the kicker that really supercharges it, we're playing open notes before we hammer on. So we're not just playing those notes right here. We're playing the more you practice this, the more you'll be able to, you know, rip it off. I think rip it off quickly. You know, the key thing is to watch where those octaves are. If you're starting on the B, look for the next B on the 4th string. And then if you're starting on the B on the 4th string, look for the next B on the 2nd string. So here it is right here. All right. Well, gang, hope you enjoyed that one, and hope you can use it to shred, even if just a little bit, and impress your youngster friends or the guys with all the tattoos. All right. Check out later. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I could care less. All right. See you all down the road.